Feels creative. Yeah. Désiré, the Brand Maverick.
Before we get into it, I just wanted to thank you for following me into this tilted rabbit hole where we learn about the entrepreneur journey and all the magnificent and terrifying things that come with it. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to increase your brand exposure, network internationally, and gain insights, then follow the breadcrumbs in the show notes to my website where you can find everything you need to start your business, grow your brand, and accelerate your income today. I even have a live show every Monday that you can attend. It's free brand awareness and exposure, and you get to meet some really cool people on the show. It's such incredible value, and you don't have to pay a penny for it.
Now it's time. Let's jump straight into the rabbit hole.
The Entrepreneur Spotlight, and thank you for being here. Just for everybody who's listening, do you want to just tell me what your name is, or tell them what your name is, your company, and what it is that you do?
Yep, absolutely. So thank you so much for having me here on your show today. So my name is Bianca Best, and I am an author. I am a single parent to 4 gorgeous kids. I am Chief Growth Officer for Publicis Group, which is one of the world's largest communication groups. We have around 120,000 people. And I'm a writer. I am an executive coach. And I think most proudly, and probably most importantly, I'm an advocate for graceful productivity. And I've really spent the past couple of decades really getting myself to a place where I can have maximum impact without burning out. And so that is what I teach. And actually, here's one of my books, which is called Flourish: Redefine Success and Create More Time, Energy, Impact, and Happiness, because I really believe that we can kind of bottle up all the good energy so that we can contribute in a maximum way out into society, but it's up to us to take personal accountability for ourselves. So that's me.
I think one more title you need to put on that is Superwoman. I think you need to preface it with, okay, so I am a superwoman and this is what this entails, because my God, running a business and so many things that you do plus 4 kids, I don't know how you do it.
Well, they're older now, so it's easier, and I won't in any which way pretend that it's been easy all the way. I have burnt out a lot over the years, and I can tell you some stories there. But now I'm in a place where I feel I've honed it. I've worked out how to have that maximum impact with
kids. Yeah,
exactly.
So, how long have you been in business for?
Well, I call myself an accidental entrepreneur and launched my first business back in 2004 when I was at home with 2 young children, and I created a gift for my then husband for our 10-year anniversary. And I then turned that gift concept into a huge personalized gift empire, which I ran for a decade. So it went from the seed of an idea to making something at home to everyone that came round to visit us and see the new baby saying, where did you buy that? Where did you buy that? And I thought, oh, could I turn this into a marketable commodity? And I just had unwavering faith and vision in that product. I took it out to market and ended up building a manufacturing business, a direct-to-consumer business, an omni-channel business, and ended up selling that business 10 years later. So I had an incredible ride for a decade, really leaning into personalized gifts. And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about myself as an entrepreneur. I was in my 20s. I was just at home with babies, just learning how to be a mummy. And then I ended up realizing, wow, I'm an entrepreneur. And one of the most important things really that I learned across that decade is that with the right energy, focus, and attention, you can create anything you so desire. But the most important thing is staying very, very focused, because the reason I'm not on a yacht right now sipping champagne, but have subsequently moved into corporate and launched small businesses, is because I think I was distracted by the shiny and the new. And I diluted some of that core potency of the original business idea. So that would be my advice to any other entrepreneurs: stay very, very focused. So back to your question, that first business I ran for a decade, then sold that in 2014. I've been in corporate since because I realize it's fun and stimulating and I'm learning a lot and I really enjoy the people that I work with in corporate. But I still run now a personalized business around female empowerment, and I coach and facilitate workshops, keynotes, events that ensure individuals have maximum impact without burning out. And part of that is writing books, it's keynotes, it's very much a business based around me, but my intention is eventually this will scale and grow. And yeah, I'm just in that lovely phase. So I'm 5 years into running this business.
Oh, wow. So what kind of clientele are you interested in working with?
Ambitious women that are prepared to work hard. I have learned a lot during my years as a coach about myself, but also about the types of clients that I really enjoy seeing, the types of clients I enjoy working with, and people that are really ready to just push beyond their comfort zone and expand their own horizons are the ones that experience the biggest transformation. But the work has to happen, and so
you've got to do the work.
You got to do the
work. You can't show up. Like a lot of people think that they think, oh well, if I just pay for this thing and I'm just present, then fine. And I mean, yes, showing up is step one. But you've got to dig deep. You've really got to dig deep with this stuff.
You know that. Well, exactly. Like everything you're doing here, you're pushing out beyond what is familiar and comfortable, and you're just making a stake in the ground saying, look, I'm here. And so
it's a big unicorn stake.
Exactly. Good for you. Good for you.
So what kind of price range are we looking for?
For my, well, I mean, it really varies. If we're talking about executive coaching, it starts at £300 an hour. If I'm doing a 60-minute webinar, it's £500. If I'm on stage, it can be thousands. It really varies depending on the audience. I'm hosting a one-day Snapchat booked me to host a leaders retreat recently, and that's big numbers, let's just say. So it really depends on the audience and the structure of the work that I'm delivering.
Yeah, I just wanted to give everybody kind of an idea if they were interested, so that they'd kind of know what to expect as well. Because I hate walking into something and just getting almost like what do they call it? It's like a sticker shock. So you get shot. It's almost like oh, okay, that's right. That's like the last thing that people want, which is why I tend to ask this kind of question. So
the one thing I would say is that because the work that I'm doing, I'm not selling rigid products. I mean, my books, there's a fixed price there. So because I am devoted to a cause, which is ensuring that women feel empowered to unleash their most vibrant, powerful selves out into the world, if there's anybody listening that is interested in working with me, I will always understand what that work looks like, and we can always discuss what is actually required. And if someone wants to work a certain way, I care so much about making sure that people that want to play big can play big. So I'm happy to just liaise with anyone that wants to get in touch and see what I can do to help.
Absolutely. So if you could have any clients, and I mean anyone, who would they be and why?
Oh, I'm going to say you, because I've just met you and you're just radiating all of this sparkle and vibrancy, and I can see you're just bursting with the intention of how you want to unleash yourself onto the world. So I'd love to work with you. There you go.
Yes, I am literally powered by rocket fuel, so good luck with that one. So how much time do you spend working on your business as opposed to in your business?
I read The Entrepreneur Myth many years ago, which is where that gem of wisdom comes from, about working on the business, not in the business. And I think I have always been a very strategic businesswoman who understands where my strengths lie, how to apply my strengths, and how to direct others to deliver where I necessarily am not going to add the most powerful sprinkle of contribution. And so I ensure I'm always on the business. But what I will never let go of is my creativity. So the new book deal, I was just telling you, I've got this international book deal. I will write that book myself because I get energy from that. I'm passionate about it. So that's something I've never delegate because I'm a writer, and we need to ensure that the work that we are doing energizes and invigorates us. So I take responsibility for ensuring that I work on the business and in it when it invigorates me.
That's amazing, because a lot of people are the complete opposite to you, where they're like, oh, I don't work on the business enough. I'm always stuck in it, which is why I asked this question, because this is one of those powerful questions that make people think and go, oh yeah, I thought about that. Yeah. So
it's such a good question. And I sit on a few boards of entrepreneur businesses. So I do give that advice myself a lot, because you're right. People get so swept up in their ability to create a particular product and they're passionate about it. And actually they don't know how to scale the business, but perhaps they shouldn't scale the business. They should be in the business because that's their passion zone.
Exactly. That's actually mine. I'm very, very good in the business, in the dirt. I'm really good. I'm the good boots on the ground. I love working with clients and doing it all. So, but I'm not always the best person to work on the business, which is why I just outsource that.
Yeah, perfect. Good for you. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So what's the one thing that fuels your passion?
Writing. I'm absolutely passionate about writing. But if we think about the work that I'm doing to empower women, it's because I honestly believe too many women experience life as a struggle, and that there are polarities in life. Should I have children? Shouldn't I have children? And I just don't believe we should ever be boxed into any arena. I believe that when we honor our values and we live our lives with full integrity, then we absolutely flourish and we expand and we soar and we're happier and our contribution is greater. So I am very, very driven by ensuring no woman with a burning glimmer of bright brilliance ever plays small. And that really is something I'm very impassioned by.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's beautiful to hear. I can't wait to see you in action.
You have to come to one of my events.
Definitely will. So if you had unlimited resources, what world problem would you solve?
What world problem would I solve? It would be supporting the global citizen, lovely man who I met a couple of years ago, actually, on eradicating child hunger.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Someone answered that yesterday as well. Hunger.
Yeah.
It's something that we should never, ever, ever go without food.
No, exactly.
We waste way too much in Europe.
Yeah.
It's actually quite disheartening to, see how much food is wasted here. The people here that, starve. So yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one. So what has been the hardest thing about entrepreneurship for you?
For me, it was in the early days of running my business when I had my young children and my burning desire. So I've got me as a mother, me as an entrepreneur, the accidental entrepreneur that I didn't know I was. And I had a belief system that was entrenched in me that if I ever had childcare, that I was somehow failing as a mother, failing as a woman, and that I was somehow disappointing my children and disappointing myself. And so I set about running the business around my children. So I thought it was normal to put the children to bed and then work through the night. I thought it was normal to go on a family holiday and for me to go and sit down in the lobby of the hotel at 4 a.m. and work until 10 a.m. till everyone else got up and met me at breakfast. I thought it was normal to never, ever give myself a break because I was protecting my children and not investing in childcare. And of course, I ended up in hospital with total immune collapse and chronic burnout. And I had to come to the realization that that was someone else's belief system. I'd inherited that from my family lineage, which was that women stay at home and look after the children.
Yes.
And that had just contorted the view of or that contorted the reality of me as a modern woman that wanted to work and build a business because I was passionate about it. I was passionate about my children too, but I needed childcare, and I needed to put models in place that ensured they were cared for, I was cared for, and then the business would be cared for. So that was the biggest lesson ever. And it really is something that, you know, now I focus so much on that self-care and the self-preservation, the whole mentality and philosophy of put the oxygen mask on yourself first. I wasn't doing that, and I broke until I did start doing it. And so that was the toughest part for me, just working out that as an entrepreneur, you've got to look after yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're a solopreneur, because if you break, the business breaks.
Yeah.
When you're at the center of it. That's one of the hardest things for us to learn as entrepreneurs.
And so many people have this dream, I'm going to chase entrepreneurship because I'll be free and I can travel the world and I can work.
Oh no, it's worse. It's to be honest, it is far worse than being employed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I can have holidays and sick days in my corporate job. And
what's a holiday?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that thing? Yeah, sick day.
Tough.
We don't get paid for those. Yeah. So what would be your parting gift of wisdom for people in the audience?
Just to remember that with the right focused energy and attention, you can create anything you so desire, but you need to just have that unwavering belief and faith in what it is you're pursuing, and then work hard. But if you love what you're doing, that work will be play, and you'll be able to create everything that you envisage and have loads of fun along the way.
That is beautiful and so true.
It really is, isn't it? It really is.
All right, well, thank you for coming on the Entrepreneur Spotlight. It has been amazing having you here today. Do you want to just tell everybody how they can reach you?
Yes, please go to my website, biancabest.com, and I publish a newsletter on LinkedIn called Flourish O'Clock. So link into me and then subscribe to my newsletter, and then we can keep in touch, and I can ensure that you're informed of events and book launches and free giveaways and all sorts. So yeah, please get in touch. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'll put all those details in the show notes as well, so you'll be able to actually find them.
Amazing. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me on. Thank you.
Of course. You're very welcome. And we're done.